Without a doubt, Stephen Amell went to bat for Bett Rickards, which gave her the chance to become a star. Hey, guys, welcome back to our channel. Make sure to watch video till the end. Over the last several years, superhero movies have reigned supreme at the box office pretty much every year. As a result, there has been a lot of attention paid to superhero movies like the ones that were released as a part of the DCU. Even in recent weeks, a lot of attention has been paid to the DCU as fans try to figure out what inspired James Gunn's inspiration for where he will take the franchise. While it makes perfect sense that many fans are most interested in the DCU, there are others who are more interested in DC's TV shows. After the DC show Arrow premiered in 2012, a slew of spin-off series followed in its wake. Commonly known as the Arrowverse, several DC shows that are connected to Arrow became popular and several of the franchise's actors became rich as a result. Thanks to the fact that she portrayed Felicity Smoke for many years, Bett Rickards managed to become rich and famous like many of her peers. With that in mind, it is amazing to know that Rickards almost certainly would have missed out on all of that if it wasn't for her co-star, Stephen Amell. How Stephen Amell helped launch Bett Rickards' career. A lot of the time when an actor rises to fame, most observers say they became stars overnight. In almost all of those cases, the reality of the situation is the actor spent many years honing their craft away from the spotlight and they landed a slew of tiny roles before they got their big break. Amazingly enough, when people look back at Bett Rickards' career, it quickly becomes clear that she really did rise to fame pretty much overnight. After all, before Rickards landed the Arrow role that made her famous, she'd barely acted before that. According to IMDb, Rickards' pre-Arrow credits are limited to a Nickelback music video and she landed tiny roles in 3 movies that were released in 2012. In 2014, Rickards was interviewed by Refinery29 and she revealed the story behind how she became one of the stars of Arrow. That article revealed something surprising: Rickards was never meant to star in Arrow. Instead, she revealed that when she was under the impression her character initially was going to have a tiny role in the show. I've heard many stories, but as far as I knew, I was being signed for 2 scenes, 1 day of acting. Of course, most seasoned actors aren't going to be overjoyed to land a walk-on role in a show. However, since Rickards was such a novice at that time, she was extremely happy to even land a small role that likely would have quickly been forgotten. I was freaking out because it was so exciting. As Rickards went on to explain during her Refinery29 interview, there were 2 main elements that led to her becoming one of Arrow's stars. Given that Rickards and her Arrow co-star Stephen Amell became so closely associated, it is interesting to know he played a big role in her sticking around for many seasons. Stephen was very complimentary on my first day working. He said he had a lot of fun when he talked to the producers and execs. When a series star goes out of their way to praise an actor to the powers that be behind a show, that can be very meaningful. With that in mind, Amell's praise of Rickards partially convinced Arrow's producers to make her a major part of the show. As it turns out, however, Amell wasn't the only one whose praise of Rickards helped launch her career, according to what she told Refinery29. And then, when they showed the episode to journalists for the first look, everyone was sort of asking who Felicity was, and that sort of sparked some interest. I was just very lucky. Finally, Rickards finished up her remarks about how she was hired to star in Arrow by remarking on how warm her welcoming was. Then there was this explosion of love and passion and relatability to her. Looking at what Rickards said about how she began starring in Arrow, it is really cool to know Amell and the journalists were so helpful to her. That said, it also is extremely important to note that Rickards is the person who was most responsible for her career. Sure, it is rare for co-stars and journalists to go to bat for someone, but nobody would have praised Rickards if she wasn't excellent. That's all for today's video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.